When police killed George Floyd in Minneapolis in 2020, it launched a whole re-examination of what police do and why. People started looking at law enforcement with a new set of eyes. One thing advocates and critics and police themselves noticed: why is a police officer the first to show up to a mental health crisis? They may have limited training in that sort of thing. Why not a social worker or other expert who has a better sense of what to do? That debate is still ongoing. But in Albany, they're starting to experiment. We ride along on today's story of the day.
Support for Story of the Day comes from Pearsall Wealth Management at UBS Wealth Management USA, subsidiary UBS AG, member FINRA SIPC, 1 Broad Street, Glens Falls.
Hey, I'm David Sommerstein. It's Thursday, December 11th. First up, at least one person in Watertown was arrested by Border Patrol agents yesterday. Photos shared online by news junkies show the arrest on Arsenal Street, just west of downtown. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office was on the scene and helped Border Patrol agents make the arrest. NCPR has reached out to the Sheriff's Office for more information, but hasn't heard back. Border Patrol agents arrested 18 people earlier this year in 2 separate traffic stops in Watertown. The people were detained and then taken to the Border Patrol station on Wellesley Island. A new school bus policy is drawing criticism in the community of Lyon Mountain in Clinton County. As Amy Feiereisel reports, a shortage of drivers has forced the issue.
This fall, the Northern Adirondack Central School District changed the way it picks up students. Instead of collecting children at their individual homes, there are now designated bus stops. Parents have been critical, calling the change inconvenient and potentially dangerous. As winter has set in, they say snow drifts covering sidewalks have forced some kids to wait for the bus in the street. LaDonna Irby, a district parent, told WCAX she wants the old door-to-door system back, even if it means the bus has to pick up kids much earlier in the morning.
All us parents are okay with our kids being on the bus longer. I'm putting that out there. We're okay with that. How about we make that happen for the safety of these kids and the families standing out there?
The school district says it was forced to make this change due to a shortage of drivers and students missing the beginning of school because the bus routes were so long. The district is vast but sparsely populated. It covers an area of roughly 370 square miles, making it one of the state's largest school districts by land area. Switching to bus stops has allowed the district to reduce its bus routes by about a quarter and reduce overall miles driven. North Country schools have been grappling with ongoing staff shortages for the last few years. Many are facing the same problem of not enough drivers. Northern Adirondack Superintendent James Knight told WCAX the district has no plans to reverse their policy.
Remaining with bus stops is something we're going to do. As far as safety, we're trying to do whatever we can to work with families, but at some point, as the state makes it very clear, the families are responsible for those students as well, and they need to do their part along with us as we try to make things safe for all.
He says they are working on wintertime solutions, including a centralized pickup location that the school will take responsibility for plowing. Amy Feiereisel, North Country Public Radio.
A popular trail in the heart of the Adirondack High Peaks will remain closed this winter. The Avalanche Pass Trail was buried last July when heavy rains triggered a landslide, and it's been closed ever since. According to Adirondack Explorer, the Department of Environmental Conservation is still formulating a plan to redesign the route. The trail leads to scenic Avalanche Lake. The 8-mile out and back is considered one of the classic cross-country ski outings in the park. The trail also connects hikers and snowshoers to popular mountains like Algonquin Peak. The DEC will begin work to reopen the trail once it lands on a new design plan. There's a conversation well underway in New York City over the role of police in 911 mental health crisis response. But a couple hours north, another city is already trying a different approach. The Albany Police Department dispatches social service caseworkers to some 911 calls. The New York Public News Network's Jimmy Vielkind reports that officials say it lets armed officers focus on crime and gives residents the help they need.
room and boarding house for adult males. 76.
Diana Macy is on patrol in downtown Albany.
Green jacket, male resident threatening staff.
Her silver SUV doesn't have lights or sirens. She carries pamphlets on homeless services instead of a gun. Macy is a member of Albany's CART team, in which social workers are dispatched by the police department to certain calls.
We don't wear vests. We kind of want to differentiate ourselves a little bit.
Albany's effort, which launched in September, runs within the police department. There are similar initiatives in other cities, but they usually involve social workers employed by an outside agency. Albany's program is in line with what New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani hopes to set up as a Department of Community Safety. The new mayor wants to formalize alternatives to police response in that new agency.
Oh, hi.
Macy walks into a group home in North Albany. She meets an officer already on the scene.
We had a little bit of trouble here, and you can't stay here tonight. They don't want to stay here. A little bit of trouble with staff.
The officer explains the man has been mouthing off to staff and other residents.
What are your feelings about tonight? Where do you want to stay? Here. You want to stay here. If we were able to get you someplace else for just the night, so that everybody can kind of just take a break and chill out until tomorrow, would you be willing to do that? Okay.
The officers take the man to a shelter. Nobody's arrested. And city officials say that's exactly the point.
There is no round peg for every single call we go on.
That's Albany Police Chief Brendan Cox. He says that the CART team helps the department fill gaps in its operations. The team did more than 100 calls in its first month.
We need another response out there. We need somebody else that we can turn to and say, we have an individual, they need help. We need help in trying to figure out what they need.
Macy says the CART team has worked well with officers so far. She spent several weeks at the police academy as part of her training, but there's a clear difference in their work.
The officers are the walking encyclopedia for penal codes and laws, and we're the walking encyclopedias for resources to address social determinants.
The CART workers drive past places where homeless people have set up encampments. They walk through the main branch of the public library to look for people who might need clothing or shelter.
So back in this area and other areas in the library, there's usually a lot of complaints for people sleeping, refusing to leave, stuff like that.
Brooke Letarte is the other senior caseworker on the CART team. She describes one success story involving an older woman who just kept calling 911 to say her car had been stolen. In reality, the woman had sold the car, but didn't remember doing it. Letarte figured out the woman didn't need any housing or other services, and then told the dispatcher to just put the woman through to her cell phone.
So now she'll call my phone multiple times a day and we'll just chat and she'll ask the same questions and she's upset about her car and things like that, but there hasn't been one police call since.
The sun sets. Macy is going to one of the city's hospitals to help a homeless man before he's discharged. But then a different kind of call for a different person comes over the air. Someone called 911 and hung up. Macy knows him.
He calls 911. When I tell you, I didn't know that a phone could dial as fast as it did.
Macy drives into Sheridan Hollow. A group of people is gathered outside a restaurant. A squad car with 2 officers arrives, and they knock on the door of a nearby house. No one answers, and then a neighbor walks over.
As long as he's not doing
He's right here on this floor.
Yeah, and I'm down here.
The neighbor steps into a basement apartment. She knew the issues as well as Macy.
Just know we're working on it.
Please, I don't even know how you can have so much police interaction and still be here.
Well, guess we'll try again another day.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Then she gets back into the car and waits for the next call. In Albany, I'm Jimmy Vielkind for the New York Public News Network.
We have more news all the time on our website, ncpr.org. I want to give you a quick tip. You can download our app and listen to Story of the Day whenever you want. It's this easy. I open the app just like this. I find the app right there. I find the latest story of the day, and
there are few ways
there it is.
Incarcerated person
Voila.
can get out of prison early.
Just download the NCPR app onto your phone from your app store, and there you have it. Music today by Michael Farley of Canton and Dogface of Winooski. I'm David Summerstein, North Country Public Radio.